Good morning. It is Saturday, March 23rd, I'm feeling energetic this morning and ready to get to it. It's like 8:30. It's a gray morning here in London, but I think it's kind of warm out, so that's good news. And we're trying to save all the good weather for when my dad and sister Becky come in about a week and a half. So if it stays grayish until then, you know what? That's fine. They need to have the nice weather when they're here, so we'll put up with whatever until they get here. Saturday, got a lot to do today. I mean, until my papers are done, there's just going to always be a lot to do. I'm about to, after I finish this video, work on my qualitative methods paper for about an hour. It's really close to being done. I just need to throw on a conclusion, I think, and then step away from it and give it some space. I'll probably send it to someone to read and review and just help give some thoughts on it, which will be good. And then hopefully it's mostly done, besides doing the bibliographies, the dreaded bibliographies. So it would be nice to get that one done and mostly finished this morning. And then I'm going to go for a run, and then I'm going to go see a show. I'm going to go see Come From Away this afternoon at the Phoenix Theatre here in London. My first West End show. It should be a good time. I love the Come From Away soundtrack. And my dad and grandma and sister and brother-in-law all saw it in New York a few months ago, probably almost a year ago now at this point. And they really loved it, so I'm hoping I have a similar experience here in London. And then once I get back, maybe we'll type some more in the papers. I got to finish my making policy work paper too. That needs a conclusion on it. But those two being close make me feel good. My hope is that tomorrow I can definitely have the qualitative one done and the making policy work done, and then make some progress on the law and regulation one, which needs a methods section. And I just need to do some thinking about the methods before I start writing about them. It's complicated. And I won't really start much on my gender one until I meet with the professor on Tuesday to review my outline for it. So I'm feeling more optimistic than I did earlier in the week. This is suddenly good. Hopefully it stays good. I had a really good writing day yesterday afternoon. I kind of just cranked out. I sat down at 2 o'clock, and from 2 until 7, I did a lot of writing. I took a 45-minute break for dinner somewhere in there. But I really made sure I kind of dialed in and did some writing, and made really great progress on my qualitative paper. It's a hard paper to know if I'm doing well on. It's like a self-reflective paper. So I'm talking about things that I learned, but whether or not that is sufficient I don't know. We'll see. We will see. Yeah. So, I mean, it's enough to pass. I know that. So, push come to shove, we've done enough to pass, which is not my normal standard, but I mean, you have to start somewhere. So if you feel like it's good enough to pass, I think that's a good starting point. Other things in my mind today, I am thinking a lot about just clutter. If you kind of look around, you see stuff kind of cluttered everywhere. And I'm still many months from moving back home. But I'm already kind of thinking about what I need to, not off center, what I need to get rid of or donate, or are there things that I can, get home with me in May, things like that. Like my big heavy winter coat needs to go home with me in May and things like that. So it takes up less space when I am out and about, or when I'm packing. And more generally, just the idea, I don't know, maybe it's a spring mindset, but clutter is, I just want to get rid of stuff. I feel like I need to just purge everything. And some of that's because there are so many stacks of paper in my life right now, from all of my essay writing, and just from over the course of 2 terms that have accumulated. And I'm really close to being able to throw them all away, but not quite there. And maybe I'm just anxious about getting rid of them and being done with my courses. But yeah, so like looking just down here on the floor, there's like 2 huge stacks of paper in front of me that I can't get rid of yet because I'm not entirely sure if I'm done with it. But in the next 2 or 3 weeks, I should be able to get rid of it. I did throw a whole stack away yesterday, put it in the recycle bin, which felt good. Just things I knew I was done with because my paper topics don't align with what those were. So that feels good. But yeah, my mind is in a decluttering space, in a space of like kind of reset and renewal, which makes sense. It's spring, and I feel like that is just generally what happens in spring after, months of warm, heavy clothes and kind of carrying around winter. It's normal to want to kind of shake things up and shake off the winter heaviness and kind of lighten everything for spring. But I'll get to the spring cleaning at some point. This is not the day for it though. Today is a day for writing. Yeah, I'm feeling better than I was a few days ago, which is nice, both mentally and physically, just feeling a little bit better. So I hope that was just a fluke, but I am monitoring myself and making sure that enough rest, enough water. I always drink enough water. I'm not worried about that. And just making sure that through the process of writing and kind of the chaos of the next few weeks, I am being well. So we're working on it. It is always a process. That is all I have for today. I hope you have a wonderful day. Make good choices.